So I'm here with Emily Rose, and she's going to teach me a little bit about playing the violin. This is actually the first time I've actually ever held a violin. Emily, I got a couple questions for you before we start.
Okay.
First, how long have you been playing the violin?
I've been playing violin since I was 8.
Okay.
So I'm 16 now, so about 8 years.
Okay, perfect, perfect. And why'd you decide on the violin?
I was really interested in playing like fiddle music and bluegrass music initially, and so that was the avenue that I took with violin initially, and I've moved into classical as the kind of curriculum through school as went there.
Now, can you play Devil Went Down to Georgia, you think?
I don't think I could play that off the top of my head, no.
Okay. So what kind of violin is this?
Just a regular violin, I'm afraid.
It's not a Stradivarius?
No, it's not.
Okay. So what can you teach me? Like, teach me something basic in terms of like playing a violin.
All right, so to start, you're gonna want to put it up. This is the shoulder rest. You're gonna want to put that on your shoulder.
Right here?
Yep,
All right,
there.
perfect.
You put your chin on this piece
On the chin
here.
part, right?
Yeah, on the chin rest.
Okay.
All right, if you take your bow,
Yeah.
and you want to put your thumb in this little groove.
All right.
Sideways, like
Okay.
this.
All right, so kind of put it through like that?
Like this, between here.
So so if my thumb is bigger than the spot, do I just like...
You just stick it in there.
Stick it in there, all right, okay. All right, so here you got it.
And then...
Like this?
Little fingers are gonna
Okay.
be like this. See it?
All right.
See what I'm doing? Can you mimic that?
I can try.
Okay. Okay.
This is gonna be ugly, Emily. And it's gonna be no reflection on your teaching ability.
Okay.
All right.
Just put it down on this second string is the D string.
Middle string?
Second, because there's 4. So.
Where's the 4th one on mine? Oh yeah, there it is, okay.
So second from the top, this is the D string.
Okay.
You can put your bow on that string, just up closer to the, no, other way.
This way?
No, other way, down here.
Right here?
Down here.
All right.
Yeah.
What would you call that?
Playing 2 like this, that's a double stop. Yeah.
Okay. Double stop?
Double stop.
Here's a little double stop, people. All right, what do you got next?
All right, you want to put it up a little higher on you?
Can we do some Zeppelin, do you think?
Probably not, no.
All right.
Right.
So up here, so my chin's here.
Yeah, you want this to be kind of closer to your neck a little
So
bit.
like
Yeah,
this?
like
Okay.
that.
All right.
All right.
Chin like this?
Yep.
When did you get used to, how long did it take you to get used to actually this position? You probably don't remember that.
Yeah.
Because it's very awkward for me. All right, ready?
You can put your hand closer to the
right.
to the back here. Yep.
All right.
And then you want your wrist to be down. Yep, just like
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Oh, this is very comfortable.
All right. Do you want to bow on the D string? Just the
top
one.
string?
That's, yeah.
This one right here.
Go. Yeah.
So what do you want me to do? Pull down?
Yep.
Nope.
Yeah.
All right, so. We might be able to sell this tape. This is fantastic. Would you call me a natural, Nadine?
Oh, absolutely. Naturally bad.
All right, so I'm up here.
Yep. All right.
I gotta get this close to my neck.
Yeah.
All right, and then just pull down.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Next step.
That sounded worse, actually.
Yeah. So next step is you don't want your bow to go out. You want to keep it
Straight?
in line. Yes, but close down here.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
It sounds like somebody's choking a cat. All right, what else you got? Give me something else.
Okay. If you put your index finger on like the fingerboard here.
What's the fingerboard?
This is the fingerboard. This is the black.
All
So
right.
if you put your finger right here.
All right.
And then line up the bow on that same string.
Okay. This
Oh,
this
yep.
one. Yep.
And go.
That sounded dramatic, didn't it?
Yes, very dramatic.
I think I've got this.
Yeah?
All right,
You're a little sharp. I think if you pull your finger towards me a little bit.
So out this way? All
Yep.
right.
And try again. little
Is this violin going to need to be replaced after I perform this?
I regret putting the headphones on.
All right, a little less pressure, but you can move your arm a little faster. Yeah, that's an E. You're playing an E.
Excellent.
All right.
Yeah.
So So what if I hold this string right here? What does that do?
That's going to be an A.
Okay.
A little, so now you can move it towards you slightly, your finger that was there,
Okay.
and that'll be,
Like a high A, low A?
it'll be an A.
Just an
you
A.
Were, you were a little flat. Oh, that's a B. Or
So
B
how
flat.
does it, how does it change from an A to a B based on, so can you show,
The lower your finger is on the board,
Okay.
the lower the note will be.
okay, so if I go all the way down here, what's that?
That's just going to be really high. I don't know.
All right, let's try it.
Oh, that's not.
I don't know if I can get, there you go.
Lovely.
Is this annoying? Nadine? Get me back into like a good position here.
Okay, so I'm going to put this a little bit higher.
Up higher, okay.
Yep.
Yep.
Wait, that's a little high actually. Wait.
Is it a little high, low?
A little high.
Is
Yeah,
that
I
better?
think you'll be okay there. Yeah.
All right, good.
Okay.
All right, then what am I doing?
All right, we're going to put your second finger on the D string.
Okay.
Okay. A little higher. So a little more towards you. Nope, not the bow. This finger. A little towards
So
you.
towards me, all
Yeah.
right.
Nope, a little towards me now. A little more.
Towards you?
Yeah. All right, now put down your
This
second.
is like dueling banjos, it sounds exactly the same.
Put your first finger here.
Okay,
So first finger behind where your second finger was.
okay,
Now lift your second finger.
okay.
Go. Little towards me with your finger.
Okay, this way?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Now open. So
What's open mean?
let go with this hand
Okay.
and play that string.
Oh, that sounded actually pretty good. I think I've got this. So you're a junior?
I am a junior.
Okay.
Yes.
So what are your plans after high school? What do you want to do?
I want to teach science tentatively. Is
Okay.
That's,
All right.
That's my.
Excellent. Do you anticipate continuing on with the violin in college? Or?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the best part of the music program from your perspective?
There's a lot of people that you're just surrounded by all the time, and there's also like a really good support system where you know that the people that you're working with are going to be good to you, and the people that are conducting you are also going to treat you respectfully and be there.
Okay. What's your favorite part of just Milford High School generally outside of the music program?
I think kind of similar things where just like the teachers are really great, and I
Okay.
feel like I can talk to them if I need to, but I also like feel like I'm understanding like material in class too.
Okay. If you were to say like one thing to somebody who was thinking about picking up the violin, that was maybe a second or third grader and thinking about jumping into it, what would you say?
I'd say go for it.
Yeah?
And like the way that we do it is like, you know, you can start, and if you like it, you can keep going, and there's also other opportunities with other ensembles too. So if you're just into music, there's something for you.
Okay. What's like the most challenging piece you've played?
We're playing a piece in all school orchestra right now, which is audition only and for middle schoolers and high schoolers, called Shahrazad, and it has just lots of high notes and interesting rhythms, and there's a really fast part that I'm working on that just has lots of motion in this hand and lots of motion in this hand, and
Oh,
that-
excellent.
yeah.
What final word or thought do you have for folks about the Milford Music Program?
I think it's a really great opportunity, especially if you're even a little bit interested in music, because there's just so much we have to offer and so many people to talk to and get to know.
All right, great. So I want to thank Emily Rose for my violin lesson. I'll be back next week, same time.
Okay.
All right, perfect.
Play us out, Kim.
All right, here we go. So I'm here with Jacob Diaz.
Hi.
And we're going to do, you're in the chorus, right,
Yes.
at Milford High School. Why'd you get into singing?
I've always had like an interest in vocals, and I joined in 4th grade. I joined the woodland chorus, and I've always been interested in singing. I've always loved it. I don't know why. It just came to me at an early age, so that's when I started singing.
Great. So if I were to ask you, what's on your iPod right now? Like what music do you listen to when you're not?
All kinds of things.
Give me a couple
from,
examples.
Queen to Justin Bieber to just about anything.
All right.
I listen to all kinds of music.
So what's your favorite song to sing?
Ooh, to sing, I'd have to pick. If I picked one song, I'd have to pick "Home" by Daughtry.
Okay.
That's a really good song. I really liked listening to it when I was a younger kid. My family used to play that album all the time, and I just started singing it as a young kid.
And what year are you in the high school?
I'm a senior.
Senior. What are you going to do next year?
I want to go to college and study pre-medicine and hopefully go to medical school after that.
Great. Are you going to participate in chorus in college, you think?
Yes, hopefully.
Okay,
yeah.
good. What schools are you looking at right now?
MCPHS in Boston and UMass Amherst. Those are my top 2
Excellent.
colleges.
You're wearing the sweatshirt.
I am wearing the sweatshirt right now.
Good, so you're representing. All right, so what are we going to sing today?
All right, so we're going to be singing Deck the Halls, and I'm going to be teaching you about the different elements of music.
Okay.
So the first element we're going to learn about is posture. Okay. So we learn all about how our bodies help us sing. So finding our heels and our feet, just making sure that we're nice and balanced. Okay. And there? Up straight, of course. All right, head up, shoulders are back. Yep, nice and back. Good. So that's just the singing posture. And breath as well. We learn to breathe lower in our core, because we tend to, when we talk,
so how do you do that?
So imagine a balloon in your stomach and just filling it up and expanding your stomach as you breathe. Instead of the shallow like chest breathing, you want to breathe down low inside your stomach and in your core. Okay. So that's how you breathe. The third element is pitch, just singing the right notes and focusing on the notes that you are singing. And then vowel, it's shaping your mouth to sing proper vowels when you sing.
So give me an example of that.
Okay, so the ah vowel, you want to have a lot of space in between the back of your teeth. You want to have your jaw nice and dropped, so you ah, ah. You want to have the corners of your mouth in. Ah, yeah.
Is that all right?
Yeah. Ah. So like drop your jaw a little bit more. Ah. There you go. Ah. Ah. Yeah, that's good. Okay. All right.
This is already better than the violin.
So we're going to do a little bit of a warm-up. We'll go na 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 na. Yeah. Okay.
So na na
na na na na na na na na na na na na na na na na na na na na na. Very good, very good. All right. So why don't we go ahead and try the song?
All right.
Deck the Halls. You know Deck the Halls,
I
right?
do.
Of course.
I do.
Right.
So are we reading the top line, the second line,
so
third line?
It goes here, top line, and fa la la, and then 'Tis the Season. Okay. And then Don we now our gay apparel, fa la 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 la, and then Troll the ancient Yuletide carol.
So just go right through there?
Yeah, we'll just sing the first verse.
The ones. All right, perfect.
Okay. So stand straight.
Stand straight.
Yep. All right, ready? Deck the halls with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, fa la 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 la. Don we now our gay apparel, fa la 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 la. Troll the ancient Yuletide carol, fa la 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 la. Awesome.
All right, that was pretty good.
That was great,
right.
yeah.
Awesome. All right, so talk to me about like when you joined the chorus, why you got into it, and what are the best parts of it?
Of course, I joined chorus at a young age. I don't even know why I joined chorus. I just thought it would be something that I would like, and it turned out to be so. The best part of chorus is just, I guess it's just like exploring about what your voice can do. there's a saying that if you can talk, you can sing. And I don't know, just exploring the different things that your voice can do. And I joined it because I like making friends, I like meeting new people, and that's always a good experience that comes with music.
Okay, great, great. And what would you say if you were to give advice to somebody who was thinking about getting involved in the chorus or the music program at Milford High School? What would you say?
Well, first of all, the Milford music department is probably the best music department in the state. You have wonderful advisors and teachers that are going to help you out. Just be passionate about music and just want to learn to play an instrument or sing. Whatever you want to do, if you want to join music, just be passionate about it and learn to love it, and that's really going to help you move forward as a musician.
Now, do you get nervous before you perform?
Of course, yeah.
How do you deal with that? How do you kind of push the nerves down?
Yeah, I guess just relying on the fact that you've done it before. If it's your first time, just be confident and know that not everyone's perfect. You know, you tend to make mistakes here and there, but you know, you learn past them, you learn from your mistakes. Music is about learning from your mistakes and moving on, and always trying to become better. So I guess the nerves is just you wanting to be a better musician. It just comes naturally.
What's the difference between preparing for something like the vertical concert versus a competition?
With a competition, you're going against a lot of other people. You're against the best singers in the state. Whereas the vertical concert, you know, you just show up to rehearsal and you do what you have to do. But for auditioning like an all-state choir or a districts concert, there's a certain mentality that comes to it, and it just drives you to become a better musician.
How do you guys support each other in the chorus? Like, what kind of things happen? Like, if someone is struggling with a particular piece, or somebody's nervous, or having a bad day, what kinds of things do you guys do for each other?
We always, we are very good friends in the choral department, and we always cheer each other up. We give each other advice and compliments, and Mrs. Rohde is great at teaching us how to work as a group and as a team, and to sing together, and to not, you know, to sing with a group as opposed to just singing by yourself. We learn to blend with each other and sing with each other.
So I saw you guys kind of warming up earlier today, and it seemed incredible to me because everybody was like in line. Maybe you have a different opinion on it, but everybody was kind of in line and kind of together from my perspective. How long did that take you guys to kind of get there, where you were doing the Linus and Lucy song, and it just seemed like it was right there? Yeah, we've been practicing Linus and Lucy since the beginning of the year, and there's always that certain point when you're first learning a song, like, oh, this is really hard, like we're never going to be able to learn it. But at one point, you find a place in that song where it just clicks, and you just get it. And then once you sing it, it's a piece of cake. And most of us have been doing chorus for years and years, so a lot of it comes naturally to us. But when you still look at a piece at first, it looks hard, but then again, you hit that moment and it just clicks and it just rolls, and you just sing it like it's nothing, like it's natural. Dal sole dal Gange, dal sole dal Gange, più chiaro sfavilla, più chiaro sfavilla, più chiaro sfavilla. Eter giorni stilla dell'alba che piange, dell'alba che piange, dell'alba che piange, dell'alba che piange. Già il sole dal Gange, già il sole dal Gange, più chiaro sfavilla, più chiaro sfavilla, più chiaro sfavilla.
That's awesome. That's a great shot.
Thank you.
welcome to Talk SUPE with Dr. McIntyre.
I'm with Sarah Rohde, one of our music teachers in the Milford Music Department, and I've had the unbelievable opportunity of seeing you teach at the elementary level a number of times. And Sarah's got one of those classes when you walk in there, you just feel welcome and engaged, and every student in the classroom is welcome and engaged. And today's the first time I think I've seen you actually work with high school students, which is very interesting to me. What would you say the difference is between kind of working in an elementary classroom and a high school classroom, and how difficult is it to kind of switch gears?
Yeah, so elementary, it's a lot of energy all the time. Every moment is planned at the elementary level for me. And then at high school, it's a little more relaxed. You know, we come in for rehearsal, students are talking, we're kind of greeting each other. And then when it's time to start rehearsal, time for business, we get going. But the whole making music part and fellowship part of it is really the same, even though the ages are so different.
So why did you get into music education?
I'm going to say the same thing as Jacob. I don't know.
That's a fantastic answer.
Music was something I always enjoyed. It was something that I participated in with my family. And I had a really great public school music education myself growing up, and I admired my teachers. So I ended up applying to music school and couldn't decide if I wanted to sing professionally or teach. And then I got my first teaching job, and that kind of decided it for me. They decided I wanted to conduct and teach elementary as well. So it just kind of happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
And outside of the piano, what else do you play?
So I'm trained vocally at the college level. And I play ukulele and saxophone, and part of going to music school is that you get trained in all the instruments because you're certified to teach everything. I'm not going to profess that I'm great at all the instruments.
You should see me play the violin. It's fantastic. 1, 2, 3. Now, do you perform outside of like school right now, or do you involve in any performance groups?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. So what do you do in that realm?
So a lot of my friends are colleagues from conducting school and singing in choirs in grad school in Boston, and we've created this group called the Brookline Consort, where we sing all sorts of choral repertoire, new and old. And we'll give a couple of concerts a year in Providence and Boston and Salem. So that's the group that I'm singing with now. And it's really just choral music with friends.
And what would you say is the most challenging part of teaching music? Let's go to elementary students and then high school students.
Yeah.
Because I think it's two different questions.
Yeah. The most challenging part of teaching music. Well, I think that everybody comes at it with a different level of where they're at. You see more of a baseline, obviously, at the elementary level. And it's all about just participating in music making and exposing students to that music. And we're really lucky that we get to see them 2 times a week for 45 minutes. So a lot of the things that we do become routine for them. So even though they start off in kind of different places, we get to the same place pretty quickly. And I'd say the same thing for the high school. I'm working with 9th through 12th graders. So there's a big age gap of kind of, you know, what they're experiencing and what they've learned. Some kids join in 11th grade and they've never had that experience before, so that's new to them. So everyone's just coming from a different place, and it's getting everybody to the same, I don't want to say same level, but experiencing music and having a good experience with it.
What would you say to a student who is maybe considering, or a family that was considering getting involved in either, let's say chorus?
Sure. I say jump right in and do it. Just show up, reach out to Miss Pomeroy, our music director the director of music at our schools here, and talk to other students who have done it. I think they're our best advocates for the program. They enjoy it, they love it, they're passionate about it. And just, it can be scary to try a new thing, but I think just going for it, and we're very welcoming and friendly, and we have a good time, so.
And how many students do you have in the different choral groups that you work with?
Yeah, so we have 5 choirs here at MHS. Concert choir right now is 92, which is the largest it's been since I've been here, so that's really exciting.
That's great.
Yeah, and then our next choir is called Chorale, and that's an auditioned ensemble, and we're at 45. Okay. And then Chamber, which is the group that you just saw, is 12. Okay. And then we have 2 smaller groups, a female a cappella group and a male a cappella group. The female a cappella group, I believe, is 12 young ladies, and then the male a cappella group is 6. Okay, and ask Jacob, what am I going to see in your iPod if I was to like kind of scroll through the songs? I've been listening to a lot of John Mayer right now. Okay. What else? Sarah Bareilles. I really enjoy Sarah Bareilles. I listen to everything too, so it's hard to say. But John Mayer is what I'm listening to right now.
What's your ride home music usually?
I've been listening to a lot of podcasts. So
really? So not
so
even music.
Much music.
That kills that whole question.
I know, right? But I experience music all day, so it's nice.
Yeah, so it's kind of a little bit of a break or a little change of pace.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, I've got middle school music teacher Jason Samiaggio here with me today. Jason, tell me a little bit about the middle school music program.
Okay, so at Stacy Middle School, we have a band program, a chorus program, and an orchestra program. I would say for each grade, we have maybe about 125 to about 135 students in each grade involved in one or more of those ensembles. And then after school, we have the jazz band that rehearses, we have an honors jazz band, we have a full orchestra, and a select choir group, plus the annual musical that we put on every spring.
What are you guys doing this year? Have you decided?
Dear Edwina is the name of the show. It's one that I wasn't familiar with, but it really works good for what we have going on at Stacy.
All right, great. So what's the best part of middle school music?
For me, the best part would be when the students, just today, we've been working towards our winter concert season, and we finally performed a piece at what I would consider performance ready, and that excitement, that you could see there was a buzz from the kids when we achieved that I mean, I'm sure certain kids have that experience individually when they ace a test or if there's something in class, but when there's a collective performance like that, it's a really nice experience, especially when the kids are really excited about it.
And how long does it take to get from like introducing a piece of music to like actually getting to that performance ready spot? Excellent
question. It depends on the piece and the grade and everything, but let's put it this way. Sometimes I'm handing out Hanukkah music or holiday music in September when it's 80 degrees out.
So it can take several months.
It can take several months, yeah.
Okay.
Not to say that I can throw a piece at them and get it performance ready in 2 or 3 weeks, depending on how motivated they are. So, yeah.
What would you say, is are some of the advantages to participating in the music program in Milford?
Some of the advantages. Well, definitely being a part of, for some students who are maybe have ever been on a team or done anything athletic, there's a certain amount of sportsmanship that goes along with it, team activity, and then being able to, for example, the Santa Day Parade coming up this Sunday, or the football games, just having that social opportunity as well as the performance opportunity of it. Yeah.
What would you say to somebody who was like on the fence of deciding, hey, I'm thinking about getting into, like, starting to play an instrument or not? What would you say to them? What advice would you give?
Go for it, try it, fake it till you make it, and you never know. You never know. Some people, I had a student who their family had a clarinet, currently, 7th grader, never played before. Most of our kids start in 4th or 5th grade, and picked it up just about a month ago, and is already at grade level. Okay. So they were motivated and they had the talent to do it, so you never know. Okay.
And what are you listening to for enjoyment these days?
What do I listen to? Everything. But
that's what everybody is saying.
Yeah, because it's so easy now.
Give me like 3 or 4 things that you listen to.
Access anything.
Yeah, something for the ride home tonight.
All right. Well, I listen to mostly talk radio in the car.
Isn't that interesting?
But if I were, I'm trying to think of the last thing I listened to was probably.
Like you put in Bone Thugs and Harmony, Crossroads. You go in AC/DC. For those about to rock.
That's great stuff. I would say, I think the last thing I actually listened to was Guns N' Roses.
Okay. So. All right. What's your favorite Guns N' Roses song?
Probably "Sweet Child of Mine."
Okay.
It's kind of a generic answer, but
yeah, it's all right. All right. Thank you, Jason.
Hey,
appreciate it.
Pleasure.
Yeah. So why is music important to education?
Okay, so we like to, first of all, discuss music in terms of its own worth. And music has an intrinsic value in teaching us how to be human, you know, and all the emotions that go with it, and working together and all those things. But when we're talking about how it's important to education, there's all the elements of teamwork and all those kinds of things, and working together and playing in tune and all the pieces and listening to each other and all of those things, which are huge. But also there are all these things relate very easily to developing English skills, speaking skills, writing, mathematics, all those kinds of history. It's a little piece of everything.
So we have approximately 700 students involved in the music program.
Actually, just went through our numbers again. We're closer to 900.
That's fantastic.
Isn't that great?
Yeah. So why do you think in Milford the music program is growing when in other places, you know, people are cutting the music and the arts? Why do you think that's? Why do you think that is?
I think you just said it right there. We have a lot of support here. First from your office and from the system itself, and then also our teachers. Also, you know, not just mine, but our whole system teachers. Also in town. There's a lot of support in town, and our school committee has been very supportive. So we haven't had a cut in music since I've been here, at least 26 years.
That's a pretty long. That's a pretty long time.
I'm getting old.
And there's a tremendous kind of music tradition in Milford alone. So we have like Claflin Hill, and there's a lot of groups that perform just throughout the community.
Yes.
How much interaction do you have with groups in the community around music, like a music program?
Okay, so as far as interacting with other professional groups, we, on occasion, and not as much as I'd like to, because time is very, very constrained. I swear to God, we just started school yesterday. Yep. And now we're in a holiday concert.
Yeah, it's December.
Yeah, yeah. So, but we do have musicians come in and work with our kids. We've done that in the past. We've had, we did a mini kind of a clinic thing where we had our bands play and brought in professional musicians to do critiques and stuff like that. So we do quite a bit, not enough.
Okay.
I'd like to do much more.
Yeah, great. And what do you see, like, where do you see the music program going in the next, say, like 5 years?
Oh, I would love to see us just continue to grow now. Our support down at Woodland is fantastic, and as we're kind of getting that into place better, our numbers are going back up and all that kind of stuff, so I don't see why that can't happen.
Okay, great.
The national average right now is about 30% students enrolled in public schools are in the music program. So down at Woodland, we're running about 40%.
That's great.
And at Stacy is about 40%. And up here, you know, this is the top end right now of our low. So we had a little, it goes in waves. So we're running closer to 20 right now, but I have no reason to think that it won't.
Do you feel like, because we're seeing this like in athletics and in clubs and activities, there's so many opportunities for kids today. Do you think that's having an impact?
I do think that has an impact to some extent, but on the other hand, I look at our kids, and our kids, the music kids are the same kids that are involved in athletics, and they are the same kids that are involved in the other things. It's about now
trying to balance it,
choices and balancing it out, right?
Yeah, and that's the hard part for students.
It is.
And I know we work really hard, especially at Milford High School. If a student is participating in athletics or the play or you know, some kind of club or activity, we really try to balance and try to make it work for the students as much as we possibly can.
Absolutely, yes. We there have been times when I had to just kind of talk to the beginning of a concert and that was stunning, by the way. Good work right there. And waiting for kids to come back from a game. Okay. And you know, they come running in and
and just jump right in and they start playing.
We should have you come up and just kind of talk. That would be good.
That would probably clear the room. What would you say, like, what are some of the things you're proudest of about the music program here in Milford?
The most important thing to me is that our kids act like human beings. And our kids are polite. And our kids are respectful. And for the vast majority. And we all have moments.
Right.
So we teach here, the most important thing is to act like, you know, you're not the only one in the world. And then if we make music on top of that, it's pretty good. And we're going to make good music. So, so I'm proud of that first and foremost. And all of my teachers act that way themselves. And so it's very consistent through that, our message to the kids. Musically, the high school, we travel every 2 years, and I think the last year was the last travel year was 2 years ago. It's the first time we didn't compete. Generally speaking, we walk away with silver, gold, outstanding 1 and 2.
So what kind of competitions do the students participate in, and kind of how does that work for folks that maybe aren't familiar with kind of musical competitions?
Okay, so if we're talking about ensemble competitions, there are state competitions that people go to, and we have a prescription of what kind of pieces we need to perform for each group, and then so we'll work that out and rehearse it, and then we'll go and perform in front of a couple of judges. Then they get a clinic, and then it's rated against the national standard. So we don't usually do rankings as much, but against the national standard, because that's more in line with what we're trying to teach anyway. Okay. All right. So, and then there's individual type competitions where I think you heard Jacob talking about his district audition. A couple of kids play the district auditions today. And what they do is prepare a piece, also prescribed, and then they go in and they'll play solo in front of 2 judges. It's very daunting, but it takes a lot of guts to do it. Yeah. So whether it's lovely to get in, but it's really not the point. Right, you know? So, yeah.
And talk to me about the classroom music program here in Milford and how that kind of works, and how you see kind of that, like where you see that progressing to as well.
Sure. We're very lucky, and it's very unusual to have music in the elementary schools twice a week. That's a huge thing. And so, whereas other systems, you know, when I go to different conferences and things, other teachers are saying to me, you know, it's like a dog and pony show. We get in there, we perform, because you can't do much with a 30-minute, 45-minute thing once a week. We're able to really kind of dive into the curriculum and do a lot more teaching.
I was in Miss Rohde's class we interviewed earlier today, a couple weeks ago, and they were learning like musical notes, and really like the kids just walked in there and just got into it, and they're so enthusiastic, and I love to see that.
Yeah, it's fun.
And it really speaks to kind of the well-rounded educational experience we want for every student to have here in Milford. If you were going to say, like send a message to, you know, parents, families, students about why it's important to get involved in the music program here in Milford, what would you say to them?
Well, besides the fact that we're teaching our kids how to act in the world and how to communicate and how to relate to each other, academically, there's just tons of studies out there that that will tell you about the benefit as far as, you know, test scores and all that kind of stuff. And that stuff is also really important. If it were my child, I would say to them, it doesn't matter whether you can sing, it doesn't matter whether you feel like you're tone deaf or whether you can play the violin or any of that. What matters is that you try and that you be part of the community. Yeah. We do a lot of civic things too, and that's another huge lesson for our kids. You know?
Absolutely, you guys are very involved in the community.
Involved, yeah.
Where do some of our students go? Like, and what kind of, do you see, like, I guess let me re-ask this question. Do you see a number of students from your program going on to either performance or music education or as music majors at the college level?
Yes, it's not as much now because again we're kind of in a slump, but we're sending 2 or 3 kids every year. Okay. And in the past it's been more like 6 or 7. Okay. So you know, I think they'll come back.
And again, the 2 students I spoke with today, one was I think looking at pre-medicine, and the other wanted to be a science teacher. Yeah. So, but they both wanted to stay involved in music, which is great.
Yeah, and I tell the kids, you know, it doesn't really matter if you plan to play in college. It's nice if you do play or sing. But when you're about 30 years old and you're looking for something to do other than being home, you know, you can go play in a band with
right, exactly. You can do that until you're 70 or 80 years old.
You know, I played in town bands with guys that were like 80 years old and had no teeth and all that, and it was great. Yeah. And then with guys that were just outstanding musicians. You know? So
there's something out there for everybody to kind of continue on like a lifelong experience.
There is, and it's fun. And you meet people. And
that's which is great, and we heard that from all the students we spoke with today too. The social aspect of it was very important to all of them. One of the things we're proudest of in Milford, and there's a lot of things to be proud of, is our music program. And I want to thank Nadine Pomeroy, her whole staff, and all the students for participating in the inaugural episode of Talk SUPE today. Thank you, everybody.
I don't think that's good.